Well, finally tonight, Sheffield band Arctic Monkeys have just released their first new song since 2022, with the proceeds benefiting the charity War Child.
But believe it or not, today marks 20 years since the release of their first album. Whatever people say I am, that's what I'm not.
Yes, the album, which featured iconic tracks such as Mardy Bum, When the Sun Goes Down and I Bet That You Look Good on the Dance Floor, has defined the city's 21st century sound.
Yeah, it won 2 Brit Awards, of course, and the Mercury Prize too. Even 2 decades later, it still sits at number 74 on the album chart. Sam Eyre has been back to where it all began.
It's a generation-defining sound. The Arctic Monkeys, Whatever People Say I Am, That's What I'm Not, mark the start of a new era for Sheffield music with its raw sound and its gritty videos to boot.
And you don't have to look far to find its cultural influence. 2 decades on, you can buy brand new artwork here at Printed by Us on Chapel Walk, depicting the album's name.
Producer Alan Smythe has brought us back to where it all began.
Right.
Nice to meet you.
Where are we?
We are at Stagworks in Sheffield, and this is the home of Two Fly Studios.
This rather unassuming shed was where the original demos for the album were recorded, and Alan hasn't been back to his old studio in more than 15 years.
Well, it's more or less the same. It's a fantastic. It's not really changed that much.
So in terms of what was the setup back then, you know, where were they stood when they were recording those demos, and where were you?
Well, I don't know. I think I probably I did build this stage bit. I built that corner bit. That was basically a vocal booth.
Yeah.
So that was my vocal booth. And this in here, this is nicer than it was. This is much nicer than it was, but it is more or less identical.
So when you were sitting in here and they were out there playing, did you ever expect what you were doing to become what it became?
No, but yes, because the moment that we did the first recordings and Alex started singing, which was in the booth in there, when he started singing, it felt very obvious to me that there was something kind of magical going on here. Jim Abyss, who became the producer for the album, or the main part of it, he came several times to see how we'd done it here, because they couldn't better it. They couldn't give it, the energy of the first recordings is astounding.
Once they were happy with how the album sounded, copies began to land on shelves on the 23rd of January 2006, and as per this contemporary calendar report, they didn't stay on the shelves for very long.
They've outsold Hearsay and the Beatles, with their first record racing to the top of the album chart, with at its peak 5,000 copies being sold an hour.
And it's still as popular as ever at this city centre record shop. So much so that when we arrived, they'd already sold out.
The Arctic Monkeys is still massive, and the album's still really popular today. Every time we get it, we sell out straight away pretty much. Especially the tourists who are around Sheffield, they're always looking for some Arctic Monkeys stuff.
Meanwhile, back at Stagworks, a new band are forming their distinctive sound. They're called Penumbra, and despite the fact that most of them were in nappies when the Arctic Monkeys were here, they see them as a huge inspiration.
Arctic Monkeys are like the ceiling, like they are the band you would base yourself off, whether you sound like them in particular or not, just like what they've done, like coming through the grassroots venues, and obviously the biggest British band of the last 25 years, so yeah, if we can be anything like them, then it'd be bang on.
It's so important to have all those new local bands, and there's so much great stuff in Sheffield at the moment, so many great venues that are putting great bands on. I think that it's so important to keep live music alive.
20 years on from the album that defined a generation, the Arctic Monkeys are continuing to inspire the next. Sam Eyre, ITV News in Sheffield.